Hello everyone. So as you can see, I'm kind of lounging, chilling on my bed, just kind of relaxing, hanging out, doing some emails and things. And I've got a bone to pick. So one of my best friends, she called me today and she was really upset. Actually, she was texting me because this is when she found it out. And to make a long story short, she was on her boyfriend's computer, and she happened to go into his Facebook and she saw all these messages that he had been responding to girls, not just like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Really reaching out to them. In some cases, he was even making corny pickup lines. There was something about a Sunday, like, I'll bring the toppings, and I don't know what the rest was. I mean, I don't know, you be the split. Anyways, I'm kind of making light of the situation. But the guy, he's about 30 years old, so yeah. Where's your mind at? Because people didn't play these games since like 8th grade. So, anyways, to get back to what I was saying is, when you're in a relationship, can you be on social networks? And the answer for me to that is really simple. It is yes, you can be. And, it makes people be able to access others a lot easier. But at the end of the day, you're going to do what you wanted to do, whether it was there or not. It's just more easier nowadays. And for her, poor thing, she's, of course, crushed. They were friends before. And so it hurts. It cuts like a knife. And it's like one of those things where it's like, it can't be like hearsay or through a third party when you say it yourself, especially in instances like that where it happens on more than one occasion. And I guess it's like you need to hold yourself in a high esteem, high regard, especially being that age. And, the caliber of woman that he was reaching out to, from what she told me, it's just all just too disgusting. And I know the feeling because it's kind of impartial to why, one of my past relationships ended. It was not exactly a social media site, but it was Skype, which is a little bit more personal. And what happened is I had been questioning the relationship before this happened, and I prayed about it, and the answer came to me. And so he had came to see me, I think it was maybe a month or two before that I actually found everything out, but the Skype had actually saved his password into my thing. And so I saw that, and I went in, and sure enough, it was all right there. And I was speechless. I was really hurt. He too was reaching out to, I don't know, I'm guessing random women. And it hurts, but it's like, why do people do that? And the killer thing about it is that when I talked to my boyfriend, he was like, oh, why did you invade my privacy? Why were you going through my stuff? I would never do that to you. And it's like, well, even if you did, I don't have anything to hide. And if you did find something, that's a red alert. I feel like if your relationship is on a casual basis, there are limitations to, what you expect from somebody and what is expected. But when you're in a committed, when you're in a committed relationship with somebody where you're exclusive with that person for a year plus, there should be no excuses or no trying to turn the tables. And actually that pisses me more off. As being a grown man, you just need to take responsibilities for your actions. Either say, yes, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again, or just be like, maybe, I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings, but maybe that is the sign that, we need to part ways. But don't try to, not take any responsibility for her. And that was kind of my situation and her situation too. And it's just it confirms even more so that that's not the person that you're supposed to be with. And in both of our instances, I was kind of feeling some type of way before it happened because of that and because of other things. And, me and her recently had a conversation this past week, and she was like, yeah, he says he loves me all the time, and, he's really, trying to put himself out there for me. And she's like, I don't know, I'm just kind of not feeling the same way, or I don't know. And, yep, sure enough, the next week it all came out. So it's just, It's really crazy. It really is crazy. And bottom line is, if you are not into somebody, just let them know. And, things are going to happen by all means. I know I've not been an angel in all my relationships. That is for true. But take responsibility for your actions, number one. And number two, if you're going to go out and kind of do those things, I mean, just be a man about it and just let that person go or let them know or, something. Because, I'm 25. Well, me and her are 25. And it's just like, when does that stuff kind of get old? Like, for me, I'm not here just to play. Like, I want somebody who holds himself to a certain standard esteem, especially in a relationship. And so, yeah, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm going on a tangent right now, but basically that was my point was, I feel like the social networks are going to be like the death of a lot of relationships, and they already have been. But they're not the one all be all. It's just that you have more accessibility to other people, and eventually it's going to expose what the inevitable was going to be regardless if there was computers or not. But the thing that bothers me is people not taking responsibility for their actions, trying to make excuses, or like trying to flip the tables and say, you shouldn't have been going through my stuff. I'm sorry. But if you, like I said, once again, if you're in a committed relationship and those are the limitations and those are what expected, because heaven forbid someone get on your computer and on your stuff and see something and go nuts, go ballistic. So yeah, just respect and just be grown. Just be a person who has respect for themselves and for you, for everyone involved. Anyways, that's my tangent. That's what I had to speak about today because it was on my chest and I'm so annoyed, and I know a lot of other people have experienced or know someone who has experienced the same thing, probably the same exact scenario, play for play. Anyways, and of course he's like texting her and blowing her up nonstop. You've got to be kidding me. Anyways, so that is my spiel. For that none of you have to go through that, but like I said, it's the inevitable. It's just one way of exposing what is there, the truth, and that it is not meant to be. Hope you have a good night. I'm going to get up right now and grab me some pizza. Anyways, toodles.